Hello, everyone. Today we have with us right now Madhur Jain, part of the Voice of the Young series. Happy to have him here. He has apparently done some very innovative things. So let's listen to him. Over to you, Madhur.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to interact with you and share my experiences. So, I will be sharing my experiences and very key turning points in my life in little detail. So, if I get into too many detail, please tell me. I will stop in between. So, I was born in Ranchi, Jharkhand in 1999, October 19, and I am currently 25 years old. And I studied in DPS Ranchi, and Ranchi is famous for MS Dhoni. Like you must have heard about the Indian captain that won the ODI World Cup in 2011. So, till class 7, I was a normal, good, hardworking student. But something changed the very fabric of me in class 8. So, in class 8, my class got changed, like a random shuffling within different sections, and almost all of my friends were in another section, and I was in another section. And this was very difficult for me because, we friends often help each other in different homeworks or try to understand the topics, or like talking sometimes in the class, like between two classes or in the break. So it was very kind of different thing that happened to me in class 8. And slowly it motivated me to work more hard, to pay more attention to my class when the teacher is uh, teaching us anything, and becoming more sincere. So initially it was very difficult because, our teacher told us to write our own answers. Like she just explained the chapter and gave us homework to write all the exercise questions yourself, and she will correct. And I was quite frightened because I never did this earlier, before. Like we were never told to do that. So I started doing that, and slowly it gets improved, like an iterative process. And like at the end of class 8, I got very, very good marks. Like I got 98 percentile, 98 percentage. And in my section, I topped the class. And this was a turning point in my career, because after that onwards, like class 9, 9 onwards and so on, I regularly topped in my whole school most of the time, and I started doing very well in the competitive exams also. So like I cleared the NTSE stage 1 in class 10 with state rank 7. I topped in class 10 in my whole school with 99.2 percentage, and so on. And I just missed KVP by 1 marks, which was very sad moment in class 12. And I gave the JE mains and advanced post 12, and it was good result, but I was not satisfied with the result. So I took a very tough decision, because I cleared both the exams. I also got good marks in BITSAT for the admission of BITS Pilani. Like I didn't got CS program there, but I was getting all the other programs like electrical, mechanical, civil, all good programs. But I decided to drop out of 1 more year after class 12, because I wasn't satisfied with the hard work that I was capable of giving to the JE exam, because I couldn't manage my school classes and everything, and the tuition classes for IIT JE, and everything that well. So I dropped. And before getting into my drop year, one important thing happened in class 12, that I, along with my friend Aditya, we participated in the National Election Quiz Competition 2018, which was conducted by the Election Commission of India, which conducts the elections in India, like all everything related to elections. And in that, a record amount of 13.5 lakh plus students participated. It was a team competition, and we also just wanted to participate because we were good in quizzes, and it we like to participate, and it's a fun activity. But we never dreamed that we can do much good. Like we just wanted to get into the like state round, or at most to the national round, because like competing all over India, like it's a very, very tough thing. but we just gave our best, and like one by one we qualified the district level, then state level and national level, and finally we won the first prize in all over India. And it was truly a very big achievement, and like we never imagined that. And even like frankly, I don't think like we deserve like that much, because like there are many more talented people in India, in quizzes also and in every field, that were more capable than us. Like we believe that we were like luck had a very big role in that. And like after winning, we were felicitated by the Honorable the President of India, Sri Ramnath Kovind ji, in the annual election day event, which was held on National Election Day on 25th January in Delhi. And our parents were also invited, and it was one of the most proudest moment for our family, and especially the parents, that getting an award from the president himself. It was it has been the biggest achievement in my life. And this happened just before my class 12 board exam, like 2 3 months ago. So that's why I got occupied with these preparations, as well as the 12 board exam, and as well as the IIT JEE. So that's why I decided, like even though I was getting very some good colleges, but not that good branches and the top opportunities. So in that year, like in the drop year, I worked very hard and got much better rank. And then I joined IIT Patna. I joined electrical and electronic engineering, but uh, I wanted to join a CS program because my interests were related to that. And honestly, like physics was the least favorite subject in my whole journey. I was good in almost every other subject, like in my school, except physics and little bit English. Except these two subjects, like even the social science, biology, I almost tend to get full marks, which which most students, most science students do not like these subjects generally. But even though I took a gamble, like I joined the electrical and electronics branch, which is mostly completely in physics only, because I calculated that I can do a branch change, which happens in the first year of our college in the IITs. Like only the selected few students get in, are able to change their branch of their preferences. But unfortunately at that time, like COVID happened, and like our second semester online teaching happened, but they didn't took the exam, they just extrapolated our first semester. And due to some small margins, I missed that chance. So I was like stuck in electrical for 3 more years in the college. And it was quite a hard time for me. And like we often say, like hard time teaches us many deep lessons of our life. So I started understanding those lessons, and like became a much better person than I used to be. So for example, when I was in my college in the first year, which was mid 2019 to 2020, at that time, like one thing was like our hostel wasn't fully developed, it was a new hostel. So we had to do all the basic tasks ourselves, like cleaning our clothes or other things, which we like which most uh, young students never do in India, like at least in last few decades. Like our family take care of everything for us. And similarly, like we the mess food in the campuses in India aren't that good. When we compare it to our homes, like our home food is like extremely good and better. So these were a couple of things that I experienced for the first time. And one more thing, like I got a shared room in the hostel. So we were three people. And I am a morning person. Like I sleep early around 10 p.m. and I wake up very early, like 4:35 a.m. So it was very difficult to adjust with them, because like they always come late, they switch on the lights, even they do loud talking amongst themselves or with their friends. And like if you can't sleep properly, it becomes very the next day becomes very difficult. You can't focus properly. And our first year was very hectic. We had like series of classes in the first half, and second half labs, and then assignments. And I also wanted to get into the top performing students to do branch change, because like that's why I chosen the electrical branch in IIT Patna. Even I was getting electrical in Bits Pilani, which was like much better choice, but I didn't choose there because I figured out with the seniors and like did some estimation that it would be much easier to do branch change in IIT Patna in comparison to BITS Pilani due to increased competition and the higher cutoff for the branch change and so on. So and there were many more like things which I experienced for the first time. So all these things like make me very humble, and realized how much our families care for us, how much they do everything for us when we were children, and how now we have to do everything ourselves. We have to manage, we have to take care of our health, we have to like do many things. So this was a changing moment for me. And then 2020 happened, COVID happened, the lockdown, and suddenly I got a lot of free time, because like after some time our classes suspended, and I didn't know what to do, because till then I was always busy in chasing something after the another. Like I had to get good marks in class 10 board. I wanted to clear NTSE, then class 12, then IIT JEE, and suddenly I am completely free. I don't know what to do now. So I started exploring different things. Explored different fields through YouTube, online courses, Coursera, and all the different resources available to us because of the cheap internet provided by the Reliance Jio from 2016 onwards. And I started exploring fields like AI, like Andrew Neck famous course on Coursera, deep learning and all. Then I figured my branch topics like related to electronics, like microprocessor and other things. And suddenly, one by one, my interest got I got interested into stock market, because stock market was very vibrant at that time. There was a bigger, like very big crash happened in March 2020 throughout the world, and then slowly there's a recovery started from April 2020 onwards. So at that time, I started into stock market with very small amount of money, and slowly I got interested into finance, like everything related to stock market and finance. So fields like microeconomics, macroeconomics, um, core finance, investment banking, private equity, venture capital, product management. So for the next 1 to 2 years, I did a lot of courses related to these fields on YouTube. I did nearly all the most famous books related to investing till now, all the non-fiction books, like most of them. And I explored a lot. And slowly and slowly, I found that I like this field suits me very well, and I wanted to make a career especially related to investment space, like venture capital investing and like stock market. And during my second, third year, I did couple of internships related to angel investing firms as well as early stage startups, to get the picture of both sides of the coin related to early stage investing, the pre-seed stage and seed stage. So I worked related to business and management side of early stage startup to know about the GTM strategies, expansion, like building a product, MVP, and so on. And on the other hand, I also interned at angel investing firms to understand how they do due diligence, deal sourcing, and other things. So all these things were very good experience for me. And during that time, I also started finance and consulting club in IIT Patna, because we did not had any culture related to that field there. And most students wanted to just make a career into tech space because it's relatively the easiest and best opportunity for them, because of the demand supply equation and many more factors. But I wanted that if somebody has interest in any field, they should relentlessly follow that. And as part of the finance club, the biggest one of the biggest thing we did was to organize guest sessions. And I was very delighted to host guest sessions with world-renowned people like Aswad Damodaran sir, Monish Pabrai sir, Tim Draper sir, and many more people across the world. And they shared their insights and experiences, and it really motivated a lot of people from our college. And slowly, like we participated in various national case competitions. We won couple of them, and like things become much better and good for the club as well as the college. And even like whenever I see many juniors who have done very well related to finance, I feel very proud that despite coming from an engineering background, and despite that we don't have any on campus good opportunities in internships and placements in finance and consulting fields, they are doing exceptionally well at the national stage, and few juniors even doing at international stage. And after that, like during the placement, I joined at Fora, which there is Fitji group. Fitji coaching is famous for IIT JEE as their corporate in their corporate office for investing into early stage startups as investment analyst. And I worked there for 1 year, and it had a very good experience. I also get some exposure related to the strategy part in making some strategic decisions for them, as well as for the investment part. And like throughout this part, like my favorite hobbies were like reading non-fiction books, um, watching documentaries, real life incident things, and investing into stock market and the startups. So I read lots of books. Like I'm a very interested book reader, and I really feel privileged that there are so many amazing people that share their life longer wisdoms in the book, which is like literally free for the people in comparison to the knowledge that they gain from that. And like I feel the online resources and everything has been like very helpful in my career, because like all the internships and placement I got through LinkedIn, like nothing on campus. And that was also very difficult, because like when I saw that all of my friends and the college students were getting placements, and sometimes parents were also asking like, will you get placed, or are you going to get any internship? And I don't know like whether it will happen or not, because like there's no certainty. We just keep searching through cold mails and cold calling, but like everything happened. And like currently I am preparing for MBA and CFA. So I cleared the CFA level 1 exam, and I have scheduled CFA level 2 exam 2 months after in the May 2025. And like I'm planning to like do MBA and then join a PE or VC related firm in the future. So and I also like really love understanding and like discussing about very broad different fields, like uh, things related to, let's say, economics or geopolitics or history or Ayurveda. Like I have a very good interest like in very diverse and a very good rich ancient culture that we had in India and in other parts of the world. Then things related to Zen Buddhism. Like I read some of the Zen story books, and they were really amazing. Like their stories and fables. So all these things I really love, and like my hobbies are very different than like most youngsters today have. Like many people like shopping or um, like going somewhere, like eating junk foods. Like all these things are good, but I do not enjoy those things. Like I'm quite serious. Like and I really want that the world become like a better place for most of the people. I like genuinely feel that empathy is one of the most important thing that every person should improve upon. And like there are lots of hardships that a large population of the world is facing today, which like many of us do not understand, because when we do not interact with them that often. And like it will be much better and much satisfying and peaceful, like if everybody help every other people in their own capacity, in their own way, because like it will give them much more satisfaction than doing other things that they usually do. Like they can combine obviously different things. Like it's just my personal opinion, my understanding. So like this like sums up like some part of my journey and my thought process.
Well, it's very interesting, okay, because you get into IIT and it's not enough. What they are offering you in the prestigious institution is not enough, because you pointed out there was no finance club, nobody is thinking of finance, and you are, and you learned all these things without the classroom education. Right? YouTube is your channel, whether it's Coursera or something else, and you learned all these things, and that's India today. Actually, the educational system for interested people has shifted from the classroom to YouTube, because that's where you can get what you want rather than the course allocated to you on the basis of marks, right? And there's no admission. Anybody can get it, right? So that is actually a democratization that you and I had talked about. Why I wrote, because the new technologies allow the democratization. They don't tell you that look, you can't do CS because you had 0.1% less marks than the cutoff. Okay, they say, you want to do CS? Take the course. And you want to learn about private equity? Take the course. What's the admission? See if you can handle it yourself. Right? So actually, that is a democratization, and the young people like you who are serious. I mean, you yourself said you are a serious guy, and you are obviously a serious guy. You can take advantage of the technology, and even though you are not in the big cities of Mumbai and Delhi and Pune, and Hyderabad, Bangalore, you can do it sitting from Ranchi. Okay, it's nothing to stop you. And why Ranchi? You can be in any place. And that, I think, is where the country is headed and should be headed, to realize that for the hardworking, motivated people, education is not in the classroom, because the classrooms are stuck in some old-fashioned method. Okay, you are admitted to this, you are admitted to that, you are admitted to this. And in the end, it's not customized. You are customizing it yourself. And so I'm glad that you came and spoke it, but that was, you asked me why this channel. This was the reason, to give some people a chance to talk about it. And I hope other young people listen to you and they also get that idea. So this was the point of the channel. You have just validated my reason for starting this channel. Why am I wasting my time listening to young people? I'm not wasting my time. I'm actually recording something that people younger than you can also listen to, right? And you yourself are empowered because now you've learned how to, you've obviously gone through all this VC and all, and you've learned how to speak, how to express yourself, and how to make your own decisions. And that's the way forward for the country, where young people are empowered to make their own decisions. They go forward, not just waiting for some wisdom to come from the seniors, but just do it. Just get on with it, and to bring about big changes. That's my message to people like you. Don't think of incremental change. Think of big change. Because India needs it. Hit sixes, guys. Try to hit sixes. You never know. You'll fail. Okay, fine. So what? You took a drop here, right? Because you didn't get what you want. So try to hit sixes, three in a row. Why not? Because you're young, you're hardworking, you're ambitious, you have the knowledge now, engineering background, finance, you understand. So go for it. Okay, that's what I would say. Okay. Now, directly coming to it, any tips for young people?
So, one of the very important thing that I often say is that which I read in the book written by the thoughts of Naval Ravikant, where he mentions that we often run in this direction, that first we accumulate wealth, then we go after health, and then we go after happiness. But the correct way to do is from the reverse side. First we should be happy, we should focus on happiness, then we should focus on health, and then we should focus on wealth. So I really want to convey that every people should first take care of their happiness and health part, because there are countless examples in the world where people have ample amount of wealth than their, which can satisfy their needs, maybe not desires but at least needs, but they are still not very happy or have in very good health, because like everything money can't buy. I understand the importance of wealth, because that gives you the freedom to do what you want in whichever way you want, and that is really precious. But it's nothing more than that. Like I don't think there is like much utility to, like, let's say, have a net worth of hundred or thousands or even lakhs of crores. Even I guess like in India, rupees 1 crore or 5 to 10 crore is far more than enough to achieve a lifetime like sort of financial freedom, to achieve financial freedom. And often we neglect our health and happiness, like in order to like earn more wealth, people like try to work far more than what they are currently capable of. Like they ignore their health, they skip their lunch or dinner, they sleep very late or sleep for very few hours, and then they try to compensate it on the weekends. There's very famous book like Why We Sleep, a world renowned book, and one of the favorite book of Bill Gates. It was written by Matthew Walker, where it describes a lot about sleep. And it's sleep is not like a debt that you can like compensate on the weekends and everything will be all right. You have to recharge yourself every day as per your body requirements.
mm,
And it will be much better if you do yoga and meditation also every day. I do it for last couple of years, like 5 6 years, every day, no matter if I am unhealthy or if I am traveling or anything. And it has been very life changing for me and for most of the people. So I want to say to the youngsters that they should dream big. They can achieve far more than what they can think they can do. Like human has unbelievable, believable potential to do. But in achieving those things, do not forget about your happiness, your health, and also to the people who always stand beside you, especially your parents and your well wishers like friends, colleagues, or any other people. It
mm,
can be anyone. So try to focus on those things. Try to like avoid unhealthy things
mm.
or minimize them, like the junk foods or the other things that the top FMCG firms keep on marketing, like you can't live without them. And try to live a very sustainable and a balanced life. We are not racing with anybody else. Like we do not want to run a hedonic treadmill or a moving goalpost to just keep on running and running and running. Try to become more satisfied in your life. Like people say desire is very good thing to achieve success. I think it was also mentioned in the book written by Napoleon Hill, the world famous book. uh, and but like desire often is the biggest cause of unhappiness also. Because if we don't become unsatisfied with something we have, like we achieve something and the next day we forget about it, we do not care, we just keep another goal for us, and then we keep on running and running, and ultimately our last day arrives and then we regret that, like we wanted to do so many other things which we never took care of. So it's much better to live a more sustainable and balanced life, in my opinion.
Okay. So, generally, I ask all the speakers to have the final word. So, it's time for your final word. I know you said a lot of things, but anything else you want to add? Final word.
So,
Your
like
own,
I, as I
your
said,
own plans for yourself, maybe.
no, like whatever I mentioned earlier, I want to live that kind of life for myself also, and
Mm,
slowly, like I'm trying to improve upon that. I have tried many things, and like I'm also changing my eating habits, and like some of the things which like nobody is perfect. Like I'm trying to improve as much as I can. But for the final word, I would just like to say that. Try to inculcate empathy, whoever is listening to this in yourselves, and try to improve upon that, because I have often seen so many times in my small journey till now that most of the actions that we do, we always think only about ourselves, whether we will get enjoyed because of that or how it will affect us. But we never tend to think how it will affect the other people, like in our neighborhood, let's say, or our friends or family members or any other people. And by not thinking in that way, like we are giving them so much pain and sorrow, uh, in many cases unintentionally, and also to many other people which we do not know, like which like for example, like when we have some festivals or activities, like or children playing, many times they make many unnecessary noises, for example, late at night or doing many things which affect other people, like, but they do not care. Like if you say to them like do not use loudspeaker like after 10 p.m., like it's not allowed in India by law also, but they don't care, like they just want to enjoy themselves, like they do not care about anything else. Or if I say related to cheating which happens throughout the education system, which often like extrapolates to corruption in the bureaucracy. In all these things, how often we think about the people who are not doing these things and are getting impacted because of that. Because like let's say if there is some competitive exam and rank is getting published, if somebody is doing, let's say, cheating, and somebody some other person is not doing, so that other person is also getting harmed by that person who is getting better rank because of doing cheating, and even though he doesn't deserve it themselves. So all these small things every here and there, if we look more minutely, uh, with more like carefully, we can become a much better person, and this will lead to a much better world, in comparison to probably in any other reform or any other way that can happen. And so that's why I think that like everybody should try to include in themselves more and more empathy, honesty, and other moral values. And this will be fantastic for them, those people also, as well as everybody around them.
Okay.
So this is just my last message.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Madhur. It is a very powerful and interesting journey, and you know what's ahead for you. So let's end it here today. Don't go away. I want to talk to you offline. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye till then. Bye, everybody.